Explosive Bomberman!
Boom Man back. So a little while ago we uploaded this banger, where we guessed the type of players people are, based on their mains. And since there have been an increase both in style and player count, Dr. Boom deemed it necessary to yet again conduct observations, to accurately assess and understand the complex beings that are UBG players. So buckle up fellas, time to discover who you are in the ring. Anyway, look at graph. Alright, let's go. Starting with good old classic basic. If this is your main, then you're basically already a god at the game. You've also probably already played every style at the game, but have grown tired of them. You think gimmicks are too extra, since all you really need to win are your fists. Nothing gives you more sense of power than beating players who main legendaries. You're basically just a ring-hardened veteran who prioritizes giving straight hands over looking cool. Either that, or you're actually a noob. There is no in between. If counter is your main, then you probably love the idea of using your opponent's punches against them. This playstyle requires a lot of calculation, which inherently makes you a very technical player. One more thing about counter mains is that they become the sweatiest player when playing against other counter styles. They do this because they believe that counter is the GOAT of all counter punchers. It's their way of establishing dominance. Oh, Smash mains. If you main Smash, then you definitely think you can be just like the Tiger of Nanua. You've also definitely attempted to pull off his signature Smash Punch in real life. You were ecstatic when you first heard about the M1 Feints update, and now you just can't help but abuse it. Or you're new to the game, and this is like the second style you rolled, and just stuck with it because of its sick-looking M2. Valid reason, honestly. Now for the walking walls of UBG. You guys are defense personified. You know your guard is the strongest in the game, and you take full advantage of it. You lean more towards a pretty passive playstyle, and let people come to you instead of bringing the pressure to them. Counter and speedster styles usually hate going against you, since it takes them years just to get you to lower your block. And when they finally do, you recover all of it back in seconds. Annoying guard aside, you're honestly just a chill guy. Now for the long guard mains. You're basically Hitman if it wasn't annoying. You love poking people with your long range. You tend to keep your opponent at a distance to maximize your range advantage. Due to your non-telegraphed punches, you find it easy to land counters, and people usually don't know how to initially deal with you because there are, like, 7 total long guard mains. Ah, yes, the charge mains. The absolute brutes of UBG. You guys are the polar opposite of turtle mains, since most of y'all only care about pressuring and pressuring alone, so much so that you will gladly deplete your own stamina just to ensure that you deal more damage. Being hit does not faze you as long as you end up dealing more damage in return. You hate dealing with shotgun and bullet. And lastly, you're actually quite decent at the game. To all the loyal Kimura mains out there, why? There are so many stronger styles out there, but mad respect for committing to Kimura despite how over-nerfed he is currently. Also, you're definitely a masochist. You don't really care about the meta, since you're really just in the ring to deliver some slows. Which kinda sucks for you, because its slows are barely noticeable now due to the nerfs. All you want for Christmas is a Kimura buff. You deserve that buff. The trickster mains. You guys are insanely slippery in the ring, since your low and lag dashes make you hard to keep track of. Your weave game is also quite good, but you quickly crumble upon getting caught a few times. Lastly, 90% of the reason you have this as your main is its goofy on nature, and the other 10% is its M2. Now, the corkscrew mains. If this is your main, then you're already goated. You know a strong style when you see one. You're pretty versatile in the ring, due to you having a good balance of offense and defense. And because of your well-rounded nature, players usually hate going against you. And lastly, you can tank an entire ultimate and still somehow recover all of your health by stalling with your passive. Time for the hammer. You like the idea of being defensive, all while still being able to pack a mean punch? You're also a little more likely to bully noobs since everyone above gold knows how to dodge your body blow. Nothing brings more joy to you than seeing your opponent relentlessly punch you while guarding. And lastly, you're an ultra kill fan. Everyone's favorite dudes to go against in ranked, the bullet mains. If this is your main, then you're definitely all about getting that rank rating up. One of the main reason you like this style is the stability that it brings, as it is pretty hard to mess up when you're playing bullet. And just like the smash mains, you abuse the hell out of M1 feints, allowing you to land heavy counters after heavy counters. And lastly, I hate to say this, but you guys have successfully dethroned Hitman in terms of being annoying now that M1 feints are a thing. You guys aren't as toxic though, so good job. Now for Ippo. You guys love nothing but action. Ippo mains are basically charged, but on steroids. Nothing soothes your nerves more than hearing the heavy thuds from your Dempsey roll hook barrage. Another thing about y'all is that you're insanely good with dodging, mainly due to the fact that you guys adapted to not having access to backdashes. You're also kinda sweaty, not gonna lie. Now for the Hitman mains. Surprisingly, y'all aren't as toxic as you used to be, which is probably due to all the nerfs Hitman had. Your playstyle still leans on being more passive though, mainly due to your weak dashes, which I kinda get. Despite all of the nerfs, however, people still dislike playing against you. Also, you still think that Hitman deserves to get back its legendary status? Understandable, I guess. Oh, Wolf mains. You guys are actually kinda skilled at the game, since y'all are able to mix up your combos really well with your M2s. You're also either a backdash spammer, or a perfect dodge god. Despite your mostly balanced playstyle, you will resort to White Fang spams when at a disadvantage, and you're more likely to bully kids on Roblox. The OG speedsters. You guys are counter mains before you decided to switch to hands low. You love the idea of dancing around your opponents, and this is what got you into playing this style. Also, you rarely use your ult for its debuff, since let's be honest, the blind is so easily stalled. Using the ult as a finisher will almost always give you more value, and for that reason, you just want your old standard ult back. The newest kids in town, switch hit mains are the embodiment of confusion. They will make sure to keep you guessing where their next blows will come from. But despite their naturally unpredictable style, they slightly favor their right lead or southpaw stance more for its speed. Also, you enjoy seeing your opponent panic dashing. Overall, y'all are pretty chill. The Chronos mains. You guys are often mistaken as arrogant for constantly emoting, when in fact, you're really just trying to get your focus up. Also, you guys are exceptional at dodging, which makes you almost untouchable once you lock in. You're also an expert at setting up counters, which stemmed from your nature to quickly get access to focus. Lastly, you tend to try hard your games, so you're more prone to being salty if you find yourself losing. The Hawk fanboys. You guys used to be serial PD fishers, but turned over a new leaf once PD fishing got removed. Now, you compensate by being insanely aggressive. Also, upon pulling of a perfect dodge, you prefer following it up with an M1 combo instead of throwing an M2. You also rely more on your sway back than on your dashes when dodging, and you are a newbie's nightmare. The children of Kamogawa. You guys are all about bringing the pain, which is why landing your M2s is your primary goal. You're also a good mix of offense and defense. You know how weak your dashes are, so you've built up the discipline to only use them when necessary. Also, you're the exact definition of, I understand it now, since you are capable of turning around a hopeless fight to your favor. A true king of comebacks. If it isn't my favorite Ricardo wannabes, if this is your main, then I know you're having fun with the new feint mechanic, which makes you even harder to read than you already are. You are also an expert at keeping a combo going with the ghost jab, and you're insane with mixing up your punches. You play this style for the aura, and you play it well. Now for the Maharaga mains. You guys are the type of people that just loves playing the most difficult characters in games, and pride yourself in doing so. You guys are quite impossible to catch, since you know how to take advantage of your mobility and swayback. You've definitely lost a lot of rating trying to learn this style, and now that you do, you're now really annoying in the ring. Congratulations! Now for shotgun. You love abusing prodigy mode speed, so much so that you use it as the main mode. You swing your fasta M2 every time you get the chance. You got into this style because you love the idea of desecrating health bars with its ability. But now, you're pissed because you realize you can't do that anymore due to the nerfs. Let's of course not forget about Slugger. Despite this style being built for brawling, you're actually a little too passive. You're more likely to backdash than attempt an actual dodge. Also, for some reason, you are always quick to catch up to your opponent's lead, no matter how ahead they are. And lastly, you love chaining your M2 despite the risk of getting perfect dodged. Did I get you? If so, then please consider liking and subscribing. Can we hit 5,000 before the year ends? I've got faith in my homies. Alright, I'll see y'all in the next. Ciao. Hello again lol. I just want to thank y'all for sticking with me despite my horrible upload shed lately. Love y'all and more bangers soon. Boom man out.